Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character and random weapon and try to beat Danger 5 with it. I'm really excited to be back doing this again. Random runs are super fun, and I'm hoping I can maintain my win rate. Now, of course, we want to play with the new characters from the 1.1 beta update, the 4 new characters. I will probably do random runs also with some of the new items and stuff that have been added, because that'll be pretty fun. But first, we're going to go with the 4 new characters. So, in the spirit of random, I'm going to roll a 4-sided die here, and we'll see which of the 4 we get. So I'm doing that now, and we have gotten a 2. So 1, 2, we're going to play the Vagabond. That's going to be really fun for a random weapons run, because it means we're just going to have to use 6 random weapons, and we're going to have to hope that they have good enough weapon tags in order to make up for the fact that we're choosing them at random, and the huge penalties that this character suffers from. Let's get into it. I am hoping to see one with multiple tags. That's what we're really hoping for. Alright, we got Spiky Shield, but I used Spiky Shield for my class guide for this character, so just as with all my other random runs, we are going to reroll that. And we've got Lightning Shiv. Precise and Elemental, not exactly the tags I would have chosen, but still 2 solid tags. And Lightning Shiv is just a good weapon, so pretty happy to see this one. I just noticed that when I started recording, I shut my office door and locked my cat in, so I may have to let him out at some point. He's decided he likes to sleep under my desk when I record, and then of course as soon as I start talking, he wakes up and wants to leave. Here we're gonna, so I could take Harvesting. We do have negative harvesting modifications, but if you get it early, it's still a decent amount of extra money. Yeah, why don't you sleep over there? Or we could just take some melee damage, because of course we're gonna want that. I think I'm gonna go with just some damage, just to make sure that our attack damage is actually keeping up. Okay, so we got Support and Elemental. So Support's a good one to have picked up, for sure. That will give us a decent amount of harvesting initially. I guess maybe if I knew I was rolling into Support, maybe I would have taken the Harvesting, because then we could have gotten a faster start at our harvesting. And we'll take Claw here. I won't be able to buy another weapon if I reroll, unless I roll into specifically a pretty cheap weapon. So I think what we're going to do here is actually just buy the cake, because bonus max HP is useful. Although if I do roll into a cheap weapon, one that costs 16 or less, it'll boost my weapon tags as well. So let's roll, and we did in fact do that, so pretty happy there. I'll take the Sharp Tooth over the Rock, I think, because the blunt weapon tag slows my move speed. I'd rather wait to get that effect until a couple waves from now, but of course we're taking the Rock as well. So we've got Precise multiple times over, Primitive multiple times over, but we've got Support and Elemental multiple times over. But we've got Support and Elemental, which are good tags. Precise is going to help a lot with the Lightning Shiv damage. Sharp Tooth will do pretty well. So I'm actually pretty happy with this weapon collection so far. Blunt is a decent defensive option as well. I'd like to find Medieval or Ethereal. Those are the ones that I think are going to be the best for us. Actually, if we can find Ethereal, that would be ideal, because we have Unarmed already, so that'll give me 45% dodge. And then we won't have to build dodge at all. Blunt is nice because this character has an armor penalty inherently, so fixing that is a pretty big deal. I'm going to take the move speed because we're about to buy a blunt weapon, so I want to offset that penalty. And unfortunately, Thief Dagger does not give us any new tags, but I said 6 random weapons, so 6 random weapons it is. And Thief Dagger will benefit from a lot of our other tags, but doesn't give us anything new. I will reroll here to see if I can upgrade any of my weapons, and we can in fact upgrade our Claw. So let's lock that and then go to the next wave. Getting to 6 weapons at least does give me quite a bit of harvesting, so that's pretty good. So we should make a decent amount of income this wave, because we have 6 weapons, we've got the bounces from the lightning shiv. All of that's pretty nice. I could buy some lifesteal here that will improve the damage of our the vampiric weapon. It will also just give me a little bit of healing, which we currently don't have any of. I could also just go with percent damage. I could roll for other stats. The vampire has penalties to luck and harvesting, so rolling for either of those economy stats isn't super important. I think what we're going to do here is just take 5% damage, because I definitely need to improve that. And then I will take 2 melee damage just to try to speed up my wave clear a little bit. Can we afford to buy all of these items in one shop? It doesn't look like we quite have enough money, so I'll definitely buy Gentle Alien, and I will upgrade the 2 weapons, and then lock the Broken Mouth. Roll to see if I can upgrade some weapons some more, while we still have a guaranteed weapon in the shop. I missed, but I'll definitely take the Weird Food. Landmines, I don't think we want to buy. That won't really accelerate our wave clear at all. So we want to buy kind of a combination of melee and elemental damage. We want some crit chance for our Thief Dagger, ideally. Although we are getting some just from having the precise weapon tag. We are going to need to buy some healing here. I'm guessing the Lightning Shiv is going to be our main wave clear tool. That's what's actually going to kill enemies the most for us. So I will probably need to buy some more elemental damage to support that, though getting some for free from the elemental tag is nice. Yeah, we'll definitely take the lifesteal here. And then here, more flat melee damage. 4 harvesting is not going to get me to the point where it's growing by 2 per wave. And growing by 2 per wave is only growing by 1 per wave for this character, because we only get half as much. We do have excellent max HP, so I don't really need that. I'm going to roll here and try to just get more damage, attack speed, armor. I'm going to take 1 armor, because I'm starting to be pretty concerned about our negative armor as well. Alright, well, I'd rather have upgraded by finding a level 1 and a level 2, but the level 3 Lightning Shiv is going to be huge. That will be a ton of additional damage for us, and then we will do that. Take our reroll, lock Taser. Sharp Bullet is good for the Lightning Shiv projectiles and the Taser, and then I guess we have to lock this whole shop to upgrade all our weapons. Took me a second there to realize those were all items that I had already. The challenge for the Thief Dagger, which I do want to be getting most of my kills, if I could choose which weapon was killing things, we'd want it to be the Thief Dagger, is just that it's shorter ranged than a lot of my other weapons, so it doesn't get to attack as often. We're going to be making a few dollars off it every once in a while. Very weak Wave 5 income, I have to say, because we're leaving so many materials on the ground, so I'd love to find geckos or later on, perhaps, Sif's Relic. 5 luck here, is that worth picking up? It's basically a level 1 luck upgrade. Or I could just buy more lifesteal, regeneration, that kind of thing. I think I'm gonna reroll here. I'll just take 6 max HP. Although I don't really need the max HP. We will want it eventually, so it's nice to be able to buy it now. Upgrade all of my weapons here, and then reroll. Baby with a Beard, so this is a way to do extra damage. It means I have to buy ranged damage, but that's not the end of the world, and this is such a good item, especially because I've bought some lifesteal already, that it's going to be really solid. Let's look at our damage output. I upgraded all my weapons here. Obviously, the Lightning Shiv is doing the most, but nothing's doing that much because my move speed is low and my attack speed is low, so we aren't killing things currently. Actually, I think I'm going to pass on the Baby with a Beard, because ranged damage is one of the few stats we don't have to buy for this build. So I don't think I really want to make myself have to buy it. Fertilizer cost me a melee damage for 4 harvesting. This late, that's going to tick 6, is going to tick 13 times, so it will pay for itself, and it gets us some XP. I think it's still worth buying fertilizer at half value. That should tell you just how good that item is. of course, is that even when it gives you half as much value, it's still sometimes worth buying. I wouldn't buy it like 100% of the time on this character, but in some spots it's going to be good. And especially because we are having a little bit of trouble with wave clear right now, I do want the extra harvesting to make sure our economy is keeping up. We also haven't really found any economy items. We haven't found a coupon or a bag or, I mean, a hunting trophy would of course be ideal for this build, but, and anything along those lines. Take the crit chance here, and we'll buy fertilizer and cake. Reroll. Another fertilizer, sure. And then the scared sausage will be pretty good for us, actually, because we are building elemental damage. It'll trigger off our lightning shiv, off our taser projectiles, so all of that is pretty good. Jelly, that's 6 max HP, so I'll definitely take that. I've probably rolled past 1 or 2 weapons that we already have, and maybe I'm going to miss a weapon upgrade at some point. Hard to keep track when you have 6 different weapons. Do I want mutation here? Elemental damage is the main thing that does damage for us. Also, I have to say, Sharp Tooth has not impressed me as a weapon. I mean, you can see here it's doing minuscule damage, although part of that's just because its range is short. But this has not been as good a weapon as I thought it would be. Mutation, we did pass on the baby with a beard. 1 elemental damage, that's probably worth it. -3 knockback is not a severe penalty at all. And we just bought the scared sausage too, so yeah, it definitely was correct to buy that. It is a little sad that we ended up with 3 copies of Precise. So our weapon tags are not arranged the way we would want them to be, but that's a random weapon challenge for you. I would like to let some of these slashers spawn, probably not all of them, because our damage isn't incredible, isn't like the most impressive, but our damage isn't bad, so we can clear the big slashers reasonably quickly and get the extra money from killing them, especially since they were recently buffed to drop 4 materials instead of only 3. Yeah, 270 with 21 on the ground, not terrible at all for Wave 7. Wandering Bot, I don't think this character really needs it, so I'm tempted to recycle it. I think we will be better off with 27 materials. Take the crit chance here, and then all of these are excellent stats. Luck, we're gonna probably just avoid. Percent damage, we have only 4%, so I'd really like to improve that. Lifesteal is how we're going to heal, so I want to improve that. And dodge, getting to dodge cap is important. I think we need the damage most, though. We'll take this and reroll. Actually, maybe I should have taken the landmines because we have the scared sausage, and landmines can apply the fire. Something to think about. Plant is maybe still worth buying, even though we're trying to build lifesteal, because this character wants lifesteal and regeneration, most likely. I think the Sharp Tooth we're basically keeping just for the weapon, well, because it's a random weapon challenge. I guess our weapon tags on it are duplicated on other weapons as well, so the Sharp Tooth is kind of a dead inventory slot for us. I'm just gonna build regeneration, actually, and we'll buy these 2, reroll, and Cute Monkey, that's another way that we can heal, which is pretty good. We'll lock the Toxic Sludge as well. So, I want to fix my armor. Right now our armor is really low, and I want to fix my move speed. More regeneration would be really good, and a little more lifesteal as well, of course. But overall, I would say this build, for a random weapon challenge on a character that we rolled some weapons that are completely useless for us, I think we're doing quite well at this point in the game. Trying to get close to these enemies so we can get some Thief Dagger value. Not to mention just hitting them with all my weapons. We rolled a lot of really short-ranged weapons this run, which is kind of fun. Just have to play it at very close ranges. Yeah, we'll take the Mastery here. Snowball, when we find it in a box like this, Snowball's gotta be pretty good for us, boosting our elemental damage as we find more of it. Happy to get to positive armor there. And then the Toxic Sludge, this will immediately give us 1 Snowball tick. Last time I bought Snowball, I wasn't that impressed with it, but I'm interested to see how it performs this time. Buy some speed and attack speed. Currently, none of our weapons attack faster than every half second. So I'm going to buy the Ball and Chain. I think that will be good for us. I'm also reasonably happy to spend 1 melee damage for 4% dodge on the Peaceful Bee. The harvesting is pretty irrelevant, but the dodge is good for this character. We definitely are going to need to buy more of that. Can I buy anything that helps me with wave clear going into wave 9 if I reroll? I think probably not, so let's save our money. Have to get a lot of Lightning Shiv procs this wave to maximize our killing speed. Having I sat down to play this game with my glass of scotch, the perfect accompaniment to Brotato. Because what's better to consume alongside a game for children than a drink for adults, right? The Horde Wave, this wave, or Functional Horde Wave, was pretty good for us. We made decent amounts of money because we have the bouncing damage from the elemental damage, and then we're taking the attack speed here. I think move speed or crit chance, both very helpful. I'm going to go with crit chance. We don't have an elite for 2 more waves, so I have a little bit of time to get some move speed, which we do want before we fight the elite, but I also want enough damage to actually kill it, I think. Buying the Ball and Chain, and yeah, even with 25% attack speed, we will probably cap the attack frequency of our claws by buying Ball and Chain, so it's going to make claw worse. If we find a lot of attack speed, it might make Lightning Shiv worse, but mostly this item, I think, is something that you should buy every time, unless you're playing with, like, minigun, flamethrower, weapons like that attack super quickly. Roll here. I'll take the turret. This can help apply our Scared Sausage fire, probably. And we do need armor, so I'm going to grab the duct tape as well. Rolling again. Losing that armor immediately, because Gambling Token is, the newly buffed Gambling Token, I think, is actually just a very solid item. I used to think this one was fairly weak, but this is now a reasonably efficient way to get dodge. Buy both of these, take our free reroll, and Whetstone, yes. Helmet, yes. I think we'll pass on the Wheelbarrow. At this point, it won't even pay for itself, and losing an armor before going into the elite wave is not what we want to do. I'm hoping I find another Scared Sausage so we can maximize that a little bit. Because we have a decent amount of elemental damage, so the Scared Sausage is pretty good, especially if I were to find, like, Pocket Factory or something. This could help out reasonably well with our wave clear. Right now, the burning damage is not that significant, but especially because I want the damage, I want any bit of damage I can get as we go into the elite waves, that'll be useful. I really need Baby Gecko, though. We're leaving a lot of materials on the ground, too. Here, I'm going to take the move speed. Our armor is now fine, and we are desperately going to need move speed as we go into the elite fight. Alloy, we use crit chance, elemental damage, and melee damage, so I'm going to buy it, even though this cost me a lot of dodge, and dodge was something we were prioritizing. Alloy here, we use, like, all of these stats, so definitely want to buy that, and then it also lets us do a free reroll. Decomposing Flesh, I'm honestly pretty happy to buy here. We will get probably like 5% lifesteal for minus 5 HP out of it, and that's actually going to help us get our healing online pretty well. So the Decomposing Flesh is going to be good, and the Wolf Helmet will give us elemental damage, which of course we need very badly. Decomposing Flesh, I think, is probably, from what I've seen, one of the most underrated items from the new update. I think that item is incredibly strong, and it's not very good on the vampire who really needs the max HP, but other than that, I think the Decomposing Flesh on like most characters is going to be massive for giving them the stats they need to survive. It gives you a ton of lifesteal, which normally is very hard to buy. Like, normally most lifesteal items give you 3 lifesteal or so. Whetstone is notable because it gives you 4 for a reasonably cheap value. Decomposing Flesh is a level 2 item, same as Whetstone, and gives you like 10% lifesteal. So it's just huge for getting your healing solved. And one thing that is often hard to do in this game is get enough healing online, so items that can just totally solve your healing problems all by themselves are massive. Wow, this is a great shop. I really want all of these items. I think I'm going to take the dodge. We're about to buy 10 elemental damage, so dodge can help a lot. Attack speed, of course, would be very good as well, but I think dodge going into the elite fight is what we want. Alien Eyes. These will let me do a 300 damage burst every 3 seconds if I hit the elite with them. I think that's not good enough right now, so I'm going to pass on those. I will buy the banner and the wolf helmet, or the... Yeah, I'll buy the other 2 items, though, for attack speed and survivability, and then fight the elite. Alright, where is it? Elite spawned in a weird location, so I couldn't see it at first. But our single target damage is actually quite good when we can stay on top of stuff, because we have bought a lot of damage output. I did have some trouble as the elite started running away, keeping up with it. But we were able to kill it pretty quickly. The free stats that you get from the weapon tags on the Vagabond are just awesome. Even if you don't take maximum advantage of them, this character still just gets so many free stats. You do have to play it a little differently because you can't use luck or harvesting, and I mean, if you watch my guides, you probably lean pretty heavily on luck and harvesting, because that's such an easy stat. Those are such easy stats to just get free wins in this game with. But the Vagabond works really, really well. Yeah, we'll take 36% attack speed. Awesome. The Spider, of course, the perfect item for this character. The Fairy, excellent for us as well. That's all of our healing issues solved. I'll take some melee damage, and we will upgrade our Claw, buy the Bag, and the Insanity. Unfortunately, can't buy the Wrench for the free reroll, but still pretty happy with this. Metal Detector at this point. Is it likely to pay for itself? I think it will, probably just barely, but we'll get, like, a little bit of luck from it, and might make a little bit of money. This may not end up being the most valuable pick. Roll here, and I will take a bandana just to make sure that my attacks are piercing even more, and then go to the next wave. I would really like some move speed, because the trouble that we're having is we're such a short-ranged character. All of our weapons are incredibly short-ranged. That without high move speed, we just can't actually get to the enemies. So I'm having trouble attacking frequently enough to have the wave clear that we need. Now, at this point, we're in great shape, because we have Fairy, we have the lifesteal, we have a lot of other defensive stats. As our dodge increases as well, we'll be able to dodge cap ourselves. So I'm not feeling like we're in danger currently, depending on what we find in the next couple shops. But our income isn't as high as I'd like, so I definitely want to make sure that we're fixing that issue. Move speed, perfect. That's exactly what we needed, because I just talked about that, and we'll take 6% more, and now we should be able to clear the waves much faster. Bandana and Cake, both very good. We don't gain HP from leveling up, because we have the decomposing flesh, so we're not gaining that free HP, so we do have to buy some as we level. Gonna sell out of this Thief Dagger and buy the leveled up one. We'll buy Ice Cube as well. This is not the most enormous bonus, but it lets you burst down a lot of enemies faster, so I like this item a reasonable amount. Basically, on most characters, on most characters, you hit an enemy with elemental damage. The Ice Cube then lets you do an extra, like, 50 to 100 damage to that enemy, and that can be the threshold of killing it immediately or not killing it. So, the Ice Cube is pretty good. I think generally people tend to underestimate in this game and in a lot of games what a big difference small percentage margins make. Because the numbers are so large that you're dealing with, small changes to percentages can result in huge changes to overall values. And when the percent is something like all the damage that the enemy is taking, it decreases their effective health by a lot. So, Ice Cube, I think, quite a bit better than it looks. Something that it's always worth keeping in mind, both in like video games and in life, is that the human brain is really, really bad at percentages. So you always have to double check your intuition when you're thinking about a percentage. Especially if you're thinking like, oh, there's a 90% chance of something happening, your brain will often shortcut that as 100% chance. And you can get upset if it doesn't happen, you know, all the XCOM memes and whatever, about missing on 95% shots. But missing on 95% shots is going to happen 1 in 20 times. So that's something that you just have to get used to if you're taking hundreds or thousands of shots. So it helps whenever there's a percentage involved in something to take a step back and think, how does this actually translate to how I should think about this occurrence? Or bonus in a video game. Break these trees and kill the big slashers. This horde wave should be not too bad because we have a decent amount of healing. I would like to have more dodge for the horde wave, but we're doing pretty well in terms of income anyways, so pretty happy here. The horde wave is nice for us too because we were running a little behind on money, just a little below where we wanted to be at in terms of total income received in this game. You know, just like life. And the horde wave helps make up for that. We're gonna recycle this. You usually, I think, don't want 2 decomposing flesh, especially this late. We're only gonna get a couple points of lifesteal out of it, and then we'll pick up the dodge chance here. The tentacle, that should be a bunch of extra healing. The burning effect, currently only affecting our scared sausage, which isn't doing that much. Do I want to lean into that more? I think we can give it a shot. The scared sausage damage, I have felt, by the way, that something got messed up with the damage dealt numbers here, and the scared sausage is showing the wrong amount of damage. Maybe they changed it so it only shows last wave's damage or something. But the scared sausage is showing way lower damage than it used to, and I think that something has changed about how they display this, or what the or the number just got messed up, because it's, I think, has definitely done more than 476 damage this game. Take the sad tomato here, and yeah, we'll take the eye surgery. That's also worth elemental damage now, so it's a solid item. Gentle alien and recycling machine. Unfortunately, I can't purchase both. Let's get the recycling machine. I think that will be slightly more money than the gentle alien this next wave. We're going to want the recycling machine before we fight the elite, because when you have an elite wave, and you intend to kill the elite, which we do, you're guaranteed to get a legendary drop, and the level 4 drops are very expensive, but also often very situational. So if we get one we don't want, the recycling machine will immediately give us tons of value from recycling the level 4 drop. So very important to pick that up. If you're making a decision as to whether to get it this wave or next wave, one thing you should think about with the recycling machine is make sure you have it before your next elite wave. In this case, our next elite wave was 2 off, so we didn't need to get it right away, but I thought that on average it would be worth more than the gentle alien for this coming wave. That might not be true because of our low luck, actually, so maybe I bought those in the wrong order. Yeah, we'll keep taking more regeneration. So, punished for picking up the recycling machine would have been better off with doing things the other way around. I'll take more crit chance. Compass, we still do want move speed, so I'll pick that up. This will cost me 7% crit chance, but I guess we still have 50%, even if I buy these 2 items, so I think I'm okay with that. Going to a level 4 lightning shiv, that's great, and the blood leech will help again with more healing, so that's excellent for us as well. Immediately running over to fight the elite, and I'm going to try to focus it during the period where it's taking extra damage from the ice cube. I like the change to this elite where it only gets 1 flash in this phase, by the way, because having to dodge 2 slashes and all the summons was often pretty difficult for these characters. For melee characters especially, or for characters without good wave clear, that could be a real problem. And broke that box as well. So now that we have the recycling machine, we've got the loot alien kill, we've got the legendary drop from the elite. We are guaranteed to get at least a decent amount of value out of those, even if they're items that we don't particularly want. Robot arm. This will give me 2 ticks of melee damage, so would I spend 156 on 6 melee damage? I probably would, so we're going to take the robot arm, and yeah, I guess I'll take the regeneration potion there. Recycling machine, again, not paying for itself here, but it's insurance more than the actual value of the item that we've gotten so far. 3 armor would be good, but 9 dodge can get us to dodge cap pretty quickly, so I'll pick that up. And community support, we definitely do want more attack speed, so we're going to grab that. This does mean that our weapons are going to, like our claw is capped on attack speed, it can't get any faster. But still, just attacking quicker with our other weapons is going to be pretty valuable. Even like the rock and the sharp tooth will help out a decent amount. Going to wave 18 here. One fun thing is when you have sad tomato and regeneration potion, your first regeneration tick is always for 2. So you can see at the beginning of this wave, we got 2 healing. Killing the healers and the buffing aliens as quickly as we can here, just to make sure that we've got good wave clear for this wave. As predicted, my cat is now squatting at my office door, desperate to get out after he fell asleep in here. But we're almost on the run, so he can just wait. Here we're going to pick up the alloy again, although I have been trying to build dodge. Again, these are all stats that we use, so we're happy to have those. I will roll past all this. I will roll past the tardigrade. We don't need that. We'll take Cake. Claw Tree I will pick up as well. Melee damage, very helpful for our damage output. Dangerous Bunny won't pay for itself before the end of the game, because we'll only get this. We'll get a discount of 54, and the next wave we'll get a discount of whatever the first reroll costs, like 20 or so. So the Dangerous Bunny won't do anything there. So we'll just reroll instead. Pick up a Cute Monkey. And Finn, I will definitely take. Pocket Factory will probably not have time to do anything in the boss wave, so we'll pass on that. And continue to clear the brain bugs here. Vagabond is my favorite of the new characters. I really like this design. It encourages you to play in a way that you don't normally play in Brotato, to buy 6 different weapons. And because it gives you a lot of free stats from the weapons, but has economic penalties, you also have to think about your shops differently. What you need is determined by what weapons you find in the shops, and whether you get ones that synergize with the stats that you're building. So I really like the way that it makes you think differently about the game, while also just being a pretty powerful and fun character. I think this is the best balanced of the new characters currently, and I hope they don't change it at all. Some of the other characters I think could use some adjustment during the beta period, but the Vagabond I think is excellent. I'll take the Glass Cannon so we can get a faster kill on the bosses. 3% crit chance and 3 engineering. I think we can do better than the pile of books there. Yeah, I'll just take the move speed. That'll help us keep up with the bosses better. And then, unfortunately, nothing else that we can buy. Let's go to wave 20 and see how fast we can kill them. Putting out decent damage against them so far. Thanks to our excellent crit chance. I do need to back up just a little bit there because I took a couple hits in a row. And while we do have good dodge, we're not dodge capped or anything. And our healing is good, but not so good that I can tank a million hits from the elites, especially because I actually have quite low armor thanks to having bought that glass cannon. Get our full heal there, and then kill this elite as well. And there we go. That is the Vagabond with fully random weapons. Taking a look at stuff that we found, obviously early Gentle Alien is really nice. The fertilizers definitely worked. We ended up with 30 harvesting, which was totally reasonable. That's a reasonable amount of healing. The Scared Sausage, I think the display on this is broken. I'd be surprised if it only actually did 1242 damage, though obviously we were killing stuff pretty quickly. But with our turret and the bounces from the lightning shiv, that would surprise me at least a little bit if this was how little damage it did, so I'm interested if that display is working well. Early trees, of course, are great. Cute Monkey was worth a lot of healing. The Ball and Chain, I think, is just an excellent item and worked out very well for us. What else did we pick up? Bag, of course, overperformed as always. And finding Spider and Fairy in the same couple shops was an excellent gift. Of course, that's a huge amount of healing and a huge amount of attack speed for this character because we have so many different level 1 items and so many different weapons. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed that random run. Just a nice, clean, fun, random run. And as always, if you have enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I do appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato. We'll be back with other random weapon runs with the new characters and other strategy games. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.